height? Who will rise in the heat of the night? The finish line's near, we're on the edge. Who's taking the crown? Who's falling off the ledge? Mud flies, engines scream. White knuckle drivers chase their dream. Hearts pounding, loud and roar. Bob calls it all with a thunderous roar. So thank you again for tuning in tight. BobbethTV, where we live the fight. The engines may cool, but the legend will grow. Till next time, welcome back to the show. Engines prime, the lights go low. The crowd is roaring, time to go. Thank you for joining, the spotlight's aglow. Welcome to the show, BobbethTV, let's roll. Bob on the mic, the voice of the night, calling every lap under fierce floodlight. Mud flies, engines scream. White knuckle drivers chase their dream. Hearts pounding, loud and roar. Bob calls it all with a thunderous roar. There goes Von Mead, ripping through the bend. Tom Land, the Terminator, pushing to the end. John Bennett's drifting, Foxworth's on fire. McLean and Jackson climbing higher and higher. Travis still chasing Poudre, but Chad's on fire. Mud flies, engines scream. White knuckle drivers chase their dream. Hearts pounding, loud and roar. Bob calls it all with a thunderous roar. There goes Von Mead, ripping through the bend. Tom Land, the Terminator, pushing to the end. John Bennett's drifting, Foxworth's on fire. McLean and Jackson climbing higher and higher. Travis still chasing Poudre, but Chad's on fire. Mud flies, engines scream. White knuckle drivers chase their dream.
Alright, BobbethTV is live. You know what that means. We're going to cut our intro short and jump on over to the race screen. As we get things set up, I've got a sneezing fit happening. Give me a moment. The spring hay fever, I don't know. It's horrible. Alright, we are live. Oh, we don't have my race info on the screen. There we go. We are live. Knuckleheadz iRacing League. Sorry, I feel another sneeze coming. It's going to pass. No. Yes. All right, the Knuckleheadz iRacing Leagues. Reece and Monument Dirt Street Stocks up first. We're here at Knoxville Raceway. Sorry, Knoxville Raceway at Knoxville, USA. The Dirt Street Stocks have been out for a practice. Going to jump out for qualifying soon. It looks like if we have a quick look at... let me just save that. I used to fix that every week, but never save it. There we go. All right, quick time 21:205. Chad Puddlebolt, Josh Roberts 21:260, 21:273 for Kent McLean, the 21:2s. Quickest times out there in practice. We've got 19 cars registered for the race today, so I imagine those qualifying times are going to be very different once the boys get out there in about 30 seconds. Now we also have a second race coming up today. That one will be the KP Plumbing Services UMP Modifieds. That one will be at Lernerville Speedway. Alex Brother in the chat. Welcome in, mate. I am good. How are you? Thanks for tuning in. My shout outs don't work at the moment. My bot updated to some version 1 point whatever, and now nothing works properly, and I can't figure out what to do to fix it. But in saying that, Alex brother, give him a follow. One of the streamers from over at Fat Duck Gaming, the other world that I live in, 5M Roleplay. Good bloke. All right, that box is empty, so there's no drinks in that. All right. Shit. My water's in here, actually. Let's find out. All right, qualifying is starting there. We've also got Reich and Brian Angel in the chat as well. Morning stream. I'll lurk and work. Yeah. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday mornings we do the American Racing Leagues, Knuckleheadz iRacing League. So we generally go live about now, about 9:30, 9:45, and runs until about 11:30. So a couple of hours of racing. Brian Angel Senior also in the chat. Appreciate you, mate. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, mate, doing very well. A little early for me. Spending way too many late nights on Fat Duck. Got to learn to go to bed a bit earlier. Alan Hunt out on the track. All right, so what did we say? 17.2s, I think was the time. No, 21.2s. 21.2s. So 21.7 seems to be the one to beat right now. 21.795, Kent McLean. 21.982. Hydrate, fellas and ladies. That's Wayne Bridges, the Baptist Bullet. All right, 12 of the 19 cars have registered a time 13. At Kent McLean still got quick time 21.795, 21.8 seems to be the other quick time. Chad Porterball though 21.683. Thanks for the like, Josh Roberts. Good luck out there. Brian Nelson, thank you for the follow as well. Appreciate you. What did you like the sound of these cars? Hey, got some good modifications on those high classes. Yeah, iRacing, and it's really good timing because iRacing just did a massive update just about a week ago. 90 gigabytes it was all up for most of us. And yeah, a lot of it it's just gotten better. Cars look shinier, the reflections, everything. Dawson Potter, good luck out there for yourself, brother, as well. Thank you for the like. 21.683 is to that quick time. 22.271. Jonathan Foxworth all the way down the other end of that spectrum. Who are the drivers we've got here today with 30 seconds left in qualifying? So Jonathan Foxworth, Richard Jackson, Kelly McKellen, Wayne Bridges, Mike Davis, Tim L. Brown, Josh Roberts, Chris Standridge, Alan Hunt, Travis McDonald, Dawson Potter, Brett Vanderwood, Cody Scrimshire, Brian Angel, John Bennett, Andy Williams, Mikey Mixter. Now I've got the hiccups. First it was the sneezes, now it's the hiccups. Ken McLean and Chad Porterball. There's Mike Mad Dog Davis right there in the pits. Kelly McKellen, thank you for the like also, brother. Good luck out there too. Wags, thank you for the like. Appreciate you. Let us know who you're here to see if I'm not sure, and then I'll make sure they get some good coverage on the screens if they don't already. All right, looks like we're going to get ready for our first heat. 19 cars, so you're going to think 4 heats. But we'll have to wait and see first. Yeah, 7 in this one. 7, 7, and 7. So maybe 7 car heats. 3 car heats. 3 car heats. Maybe 3 heats, Bob. My God. All right, the Knuckleheadz iRacing League's Dirt Street Stocks here at Knoxville Raceway. The recent Monument Dirt Street Stocks about to start at Heat 1. Chad Porterball and Andy Williams will be on that front row. Cody Scrimshire and Travis McDonald on that second row. Josh Roberts and Wayne Bridges will be on that third row with the B-Main Bandit himself, Jonathan Foxworth, on that fourth and final row. Oh, thanks for the sub, Alex. Appreciate you, brother. See, that's another thing that my streamer bot should have done. And did all this fancy shit on the screen, but it's not. Alright, so I better work on that today, I guess. Sun just starting it to set as we get our races ready to go. I'm just getting Chad Woodwell, Andy Williams front row, Travis McDonald, Cody Scrimshy second, Josh Roberts and Wayne Bridges on that third row, Jonathan Foxworth, the B-Main Bandit, will be on that fifth and final row. 7 cars, 5 laps, Knoxville Raceway. One more time through the turns. Pace truck will leave the track in just a moment. These boys will get these 5 laps going. Who have you got? We've got 75 out of the 20, the 27 to the 88, the 42, the 92, the 29. It's going to be hard to pick. Heat 1, follow the leader generally. So if Chad can get off to a good start, got that low line, build up speed up around through the turns 1 and 2 around that burn. As we come past the Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum. Chad, Andy, Cody, Travis. No, Travis moves himself up in the third on that high line. Cody Scrimshy's going to fall back to fourth. Josh Roberts, Wayne Bridges, Jonathan Foxworth, fifth, sixth, and seventh. Chad, I think Chad has this. Good pick, yeah. Chad, look, I mean, he does have the advantage in Heat 1. Obviously, the track hasn't had any work done on it yet. It's going to be pretty tacky, so it will be follow the leader a bit. So Chad does have that advantage, but we have seen stranger things happen. Race certainly not over to that feature checkered flag. The 88, Cody Scrimshy, Travis McDonald, that third place, not locked in yet. Looks like Josh Roberts back there as well, maybe hoping to clean up and pick up some pieces if he can get around any issues. 725, Andy Williams started to pull away from that pack as well. So Josh got himself up on that high line above Cody, which is going to give him that faster run. Build that momentum up. If you are between the wall and the car below you, you will have the run down the straightaway. A little bit of contact there from Cody and Josh. That's going to let Josh lock that third place run in with the white flag lap. Cody falls back to fifth. He's going to have Wayne Bridges and Jonathan Foxworth to contend with now. So we get back up to the front to Chad Porterboy. He's coming through 3 and 4 for that last time. He's going to get the checkered flag here. He is going to secure a feature race pole position start. That is going to make his night very, very more fortunate as the high fives come through at the end of the race. T1 results already. Let's have a look here in the 7th place. The B-Main Bandit, Jonathan Foxworth, 6th, Wayne Bridges, Cody Scrimshy in 5th, J&J Motorsports driver Josh Roberts in 4th, Travis McDonald 3rd, Andy Williams 2nd, but Dirt Warrior Racing's Chad Porterboy will take out the win of Heat 1. The feature start in the pole position start is his. Let's get to the grid for Heat 2. All right, it is Kent McLean and John Bennett on that front row. They are teammates. Brent Vanderwood and Alan Hunt, 2nd row. Tim L. Brown, Kellen McKellen, 3rd row. 5 laps, 6 cars this time, which means 6 cars in the final 3 heats. Alex says, hard to pick considering they're racing on a dirt track, which makes it more interesting. Anyone could do so well. Yeah, they definitely could. And as the track deteriorates and slicks up, a lot of these guys get faster. So some of those slower guys at the start of the race will be faster in the last half of the feature race because the track will be a bit more suitable to their conditions, their preferred choice of how to race. Vicky Schuler in the YouTube chat. Yay, celebrating Chad's pole position start in the feature, the Heat 1 win. As you see there in Ken McLean's car there, the 75 KP Plumbing Services logo. They're our sponsor for the next race, the UMP Modifieds at Lernerville Speedway. That is up after this race. Starts about, I think, in about 40 minutes. We usually jump over to the KP Plumbing UMP Modifieds. Breakfast, going to order some McDonald's for breakfast. A bit of a coffee muffin combo. Just wait for it to pick it up. So we had the Gen 3 V8 Supercars last night, Sunday night racing for Australia. This is obviously Sunday night racing for the US. It is Sunday in the US, Monday morning Australian. How was your weekend, folks? Was it good? Get up to much? As we hit the green flag, we're going to go a little bit wider. Excuse me, try to catch some of these guys in. Alex says, that's exactly what I think. The good ones hold to the back majority of the laps and catch up last minute. Smart thinking. Yeah. Now, John Bennett, in the second place position, we call him the heartbreaker because he is very traditional at doing that, working his way up through the track, coming along in the last few laps, usually in the dying laps, to try and steal the race lead. Teammate Kent McLean, though, currently ahead of him. Brett Vanderwood, Alan Hunt, Tim Earl Brown, Callum McKellen behind. 6 cars, 2 laps remain. Alright, last lap, Kent McLean, slow race leader, John Bennett still in second, Alan Hunt has third, Brett Vanderwood, Tim Earl Brown, Callum McKellen will all cross that start-finish line by the time I finish this sentence as I dragged it out to get it done. Alright, let's get over to the results. I've had one coffee so far, guys. That other coffee will be here very soon. Good drive from McLean, getting a little gap there. Where's our results? Here we go. Heat 2 results. Obviously, Callum McKellen from Mo Digging Mafia in 6th. Tim Earl Brown 5th. Yoda Outlaws driver Brett Vanderwood in 4th. Alan Hunt 3rd. J&J Motorsports and BAM Motorsports driver John Bennett in 2nd. His teammate Kent McLean for BAM Motorsports is our Heat 2 winner. Only one more heat to go. And then we get to our first of 2 feature races. This one is going to include Mikey Mixter and Brian Angel on that front row. Dawson Potter and Chris Standridge on that second row. Mike Davis and Richard Jackson will be on that third and final row. Love the look of these cars. Mikey Mixter's car is for sale. I can see on the license plate there. So if you are looking to get yourself a dirt street stock, here's a good way of watching, see what it's like. 13X. Looks like we're going to get this one going in just a moment. One more time through 3 and 4. The pace truck's about to leave the track. These boys will fire. This will be our last lot of heat racing for the Reece Monument Dirt Street Stocks before we get to our feature race. And then once we've completed that, we will jump on over to the KP Plumbing UMP Modifieds. So Dirt UMP Modifieds. We're going to go from one end of the spectrum, Dirt Street Stocks, all the way up to the other end, Dirt Modifieds tonight. Lernerville Speedway. Now, Lernerville is a very tricky track, so definitely stick around for that one. If you like this race, stick around for the next one. It is going to be a doozy. Mike Davis sounds like one that would be good. I got faith. Mike Davis, Mike Mad Dog Davis. Actually, he's in this race. Check this out, actually, while we're racing, while we're early in the heat races. Check this out. Mike Davis. Where's my cams? Chase, far chase. No, you can't quite see it. But you will see that face, that head on the 99. That is my beautiful face. And Mike Davis has rocked that since pretty much day dot. So I appreciate him for that. So yeah, Mad Dog has my love and respect. Up the front though, Dawson Potter's going to make an inside run here through 3 and 4. He's going to try and take on Mikey Mixter up the front with Brian Angel behind them. Chris Standridge, Richard Jackson, Mike Davis as well. As Chris got all my face. No, Chris is... Where's my face, Chris? You're supposed to have my face all over your car, buddy. Oh, there it is. So Chris has my logo as well. See there, the old BobbethTV logo. Chris was a partner in crime with that. He was my rider, agent, director. Oh, my heater stopped working. I wonder if it's cold in here as we get to the white flag lap through 1 and 2 for the last time in heat race format. Dawson Potter's going to make a move past Mikey Mixter. Is Brian Angel going to be able to do so as well? So Chris Standridge getting a part of that. We might be 3 wide for 2. The second, a little bit of contact there between third place, Chris Standridge and Brian Angel. As Brian falls back to 4th. Customary high fives. All right, our final heat racing results for the night. Mike Davis for Mo Digging Mafia in 6th. Pardon me, hiccups and burp. Nerd Herd Racing's Richard Jackson in 5th. Brian Angel for Yoda Outlaws in 4th. Outcast Racing's Chris Standridge in 3rd. Mikey Mixter 2nd. But KHR's very own Dawson Potter is our race winner. Let's quickly get to the grid, but before we do, I'm just going to jump over because it is customary for the winner of last week's race and the points leader as well, if they are 2 different people, to go to the rear of field. So Chris Standridge is our 4 points point leader and winner from last week. So he will be going to the rear of field. So our current grid will be Chad Puttable and Kent McLean on the front row, Dawson Potter and Andy Williams second. Third row is going to be John Bennett, Mikey Mixter, Travis McDonald, and Alan Hunt on that 4th row. 5th row will be Brett Vanderwood and Josh Roberts. Down to the next line. Cody Scrimshire and Brian Angel on that 6th row. Richard Jackson and Tim L. Brown 7th row. Kelly McKellen and Wayne Bridges 8th row. Jonathan Foxworth and Mike Davis on that 9th row. And on that 10th and final row will be the 22 himself, Chris Standridge. Jonathan Foxworth hasn't taken the field though. Hope everything is all right there. It will be 35 laps. Knoxville Raceway. Let's get up to our race leader. Let's say Chris Standridge 4 points on the points lead. In second is Travis McDonald on 34 points. 33 points in third is Jonathan Foxworth. 29 in 4th, Chad Puttable. Mikey Mixter, 28 points. There is very little separating 8th to 1st. She's good in the Twitch chat. You come to the race tonight. It's a road course, isn't it? Once I finish this, I've got the USB drive plugged into the laptop. I just haven't copied the update over. I'll do that once I finish this, the races here today. And yeah, hopefully it should show up. Just at least try it out. I don't know how good I'll go. Lap in the bag. Chad Puttable, Ken McLean, Andy Williams, Dawson Potter, Mikey Mixter to the 5. Looks like Alan Hunt, John Bennett, Josh Roberts, Travis McDonald, Brett Vanderwood the 10. Brian Angel, Cody Scrimshire, Richard Jackson, Kelly McKellen, Tim L. Brown the 15. Wayne Bridges, Mike Davis, Chris Standridge the 16 to 18. Only 18 cars have hit the field. Looks like Jonathan Foxworth, the B-Mate Bandit, not able to continue on, so we wish him the best of luck. Hope he shows up for the KP Plumbing UMP Modifieds at Lernerville Speedway later tonight. Sandown. Awesome. Yeah. No, I think I'm okay on that track. Oh, caution has come out. I was just about to jump over to the exciting cams. Let's have a quick look. Looks like Kelly McKellen, Wayne Bridges, Chris Standridge got caught up. And Kelly McKellen is the 48 machine on our screens there. like the 92 Wayne Bridges just got in under the rear of the car, turned him around. Chris Standridge had nowhere to go but into both of them. As our first caution has come out. And I've been talking away on mute after my last little coughing fit. We are back racing here as the caution comes back out. Damn it, Bob. I really need that coffee. Well, everyone crashed apparently because, oh no, Cody. Here we go. It might be Cody. Let's have a look. Cody Scrimshaw, the 27 machine. I believe it is that yellow, orange, white, and pink machine right there in the center of the screen. No, it's not. It's the green, yellow, and pink 27. Up into the wall. Once that wall grabs you, it's very hard to get back off. You've just got to sort of slow it down and hope for the best. Caution has come out, but it looks like he's towed it all the way to the pits and has called it. So just 17 cars remain, 4 laps into this 35-lap feature. But Jonathan Foxworth and also Cody Scrimshaw have retired hurt. Last bit of turn stroke. Yeah, you do get those. A lot of the guys have particular ways that they like to run the track or that's comfortable for them. And sometimes when you're turning into turns 1 and 3 just to angle your car, the old Lightning McQueen turn right to go right to go left. Sometimes you go to turn that car down and there's just another car in the way, or you turn it too far down and lose a bit of that speed. And my headset's going to die. So there's that cable. There it is, right there. And then that change of speed. That you got the cars slowing down in front. The other cars carrying a lot of speed behind them. Not able to avoid contact. So yellow flags will be a little bit common as we get the race started. But as the race slicks out, as the track gets faster, we should start to see some racing happen. Ken McLean, Chad Putterball, Andy Williams, Dawson Potter, Alan Hunt, Mikey Mixer, John Bennett, Josh Roberts, Josh Bell, Brett Betterwood, Richard Jackson, Brian Angel, Mike Davis, Tim Brown, Chris Sanders, coming, Wayne Bridges. We go racing that top 4, pretty heavily packed. 2nd to 5th. Oh, a bit of door-to-door contact. Alan Hunt, Dawson Potter. Would like to see it. You do see a lot of it in the street stocks. Like Mikey Mixer just getting that nose right up under Dawson Potter's car as well, carrying a lot more speed. It looks like Alan Hunt and John Bennett up there as well. That's Josh Robertson, the 42 machine behind them with Travis McDonald and Brett Vanderwood. Lap 6 begins. Oh, it looks like the 53 Richard Jackson might have come unstuck there. I can see it on the track map. Hasn't come through on the telemetry. Oh, yet there it is. 53 Richard Jackson Extreme Dirt Racing car, blue and white. So maybe comes into contact with the 70. Yeah, just comes down across that nose and gets slammed into the infield wall. Our third yellow flag for the race. Just 5-6 laps in so far. Come on, Eda, hurry up and warm up. Bloody hell, it's cold. Currently single file. I think with 3 cautions we might be going single file restart, which will be 17 rows of cars. Bit of a cold one this morning. Yeah, it's not exactly warm. And my gaming room, I've never gotten around to doing it. I should just spend the money, but the window, smart family home, and the room I'm in now used to be my little brother's room, and he used to sneak in and out all the time, so the window's buggered. It doesn't shut properly. And my stepdad never fixed it. I've never bothered fixing it since I've taken it out of the house. There's always like a cold breeze coming into the room. Yeah, so it's look, first world problems, but it's cold. I'm fucking freezing. It was as hard as a rock. Oh, I didn't notice, Doug. Thanks for the like earlier, brother. Appreciate you. Wish you were out in the track, my man. Alright, it's going to be single file. So Chad Puttable, Kevin McLean, Andy Williams, Dawson Potter, Mikey Mixter, Alan Hunt, John Bennett, Josh Ross, Brett Vanderwood, Travis McDonald, Mike Davis, Brian Angel, Chris Downs, Kelly McKellen, Wayne Bridges, Tim Brown, Richard Jackson. 17 cars. We're about a fifth of the way into this battle. Still plenty of racing still to come here tonight. We've got, what, 20 odd laps of the KP Plumbing service. Sorry, no, the Reece Monument Dirt Street Stocks. That's the one we're in now. Then we've got another 35 laps of the KP Plumbing Dirt Modifieds. So a lot of racing action still to come. You can see the track really starting to slick up through 1 and 2 there, that dark glassy bit of the track. That is actually going to be beneficial to the drivers. You'll see them, look at them getting sideways through it. That's going to be very glassy, very smooth, and that's just going to allow the cars to slide on through at full speed. Keep building that speed up, grab the straightaway and bite and take off. Looks like Chad Puttable and Kent McLean are going to race that low line. Might be a little bit quicker at the moment, because that is the other thing. As the track comes in and out, as the guys race on it, that low line, that mid line, that high line, those lines are going to change speed. At the moment, the lower line looks like it is the quicker line. And Kent McLean's going to move himself into the race lead as Chad Puttable falls back to second. Facebook chat, Lane Grubb. How you going, brother? Welcome in. Do any other cars race? Yes, they have 5 divisions over 3 nights. So Sunday night US, Monday morning Australian. That's today's racing. We've got the Reece Monument Dirt Street Stocks and the KP Plumbing Dirt UMP Modifieds. Tomorrow night is the Wayne's World Arse Racing Series. That is asphalt street stocks on dirt tracks, as well as the Schuler Racing Series. Now, that's where they race all the variety of non-winged sprint cars, midgets and things like that. And then Tuesday night US, Wednesday morning Australian, we finish off the racing week with the Motorwear International Limited late models. So a bit of something for everyone. McLean has this one, I think, doing very well. Yeah, Kent is a very, very good driver. Chad is as well. Andy, Dawson, John, a lot of the guys in the top 10 are all very capable of getting the job done. Oh, hiccups. And there's still a lot of racing to go. Cautions can happen. Cars can gain a few slots. But right now, Chad Puttable in firm control. Ken McLean had that low line for a little bit. Chad persevered with that momentum, with that rubber band wind, and looks like it is helping out. As I say that, Chad moves himself back to second as Kent takes that relative spot in first through the low line. Lane says, hasn't been on in ages, might hop into the UMP race. Yeah, man, it's at Lernerville. It is at Lernerville, if that changes things, but haven't seen you on the screens in ages, brother. All right, I do want to check out some of the other racing around the track, but this front row battle between Kent McLean and Chad Puttable has been amazing. Andy Williams back there in third. You see Dawson Potter and John Bennett battling out for fourth and fifth with Mikey Mixter, Alan Hunt, Brett Vanderwood, and then a run of cars. Josh Roberts, Travis McDonald, Mike Davis, looks like Chris Dandridge, Brian Angel possibly. On that leaderboard, Kent McLean, our current race leader. Chad's fallen back to second. What's their Facebook? I forgot all the info. Knuckleheadz iRacing League. Here, I'll pop it in here for you. It's not the link, just the name, so you can search it. They were R3 for a while, and that was, I think that was back when you were around as well, Lane. So, yeah, they are now Knuckleheadz iRacing League. Right, lap 19 of 35. Kent McLean, our race leader. Chad Puttable, Andy Williams, Dawson Potter, John Bennett, still the top 5. Mikey Mixter, Josh Roberts, Alan Hunt, Brett Vanderwood, Travis McDonald, the top 10. Chris Dandridge, Mike Davis, Brian Angel, Wayne Bridges, Richard Jackson, and Tim L. Brown, the 11 to 16. We've lost another driver, Kelly McCallan, retired last lap, joins Cody Scrimshire and Jody Foxworth. Jonathan, I saw Cody in the J and went Jody for some reason. Jonathan Foxworth in the pits, the car's on the truck. They're going to watch it from the beer and pizza truck. Oh, my driver has my coffee. Yes. Breakfast is on its way. Ken McLean. Looks like he's broken away from Chad Puttable there. Almost a second lead now. About 0.8 of a second. 1.3 over third place Andy Williams. Let's maybe get back up to Ken. Just have a look at this run. See what he's running. That low line, he is still on that low line, folks. Everybody get on that low line. I mean, if you do race the same line as the car you're chasing, you're not going to follow, you're not going to beat him, because obviously you're both on that quick line. But if any of you guys want to make a bit of a move up, looks like that's where it's at. Some of these guys up high, Dawson Potter, Mikey Mixter, Josh Roberts, Brett Vanderwood, Alan Hunt, Chris Dandridge as well by the looks of it, all racing that mid to high. Yeah, you need to come along and join in with the Fat Duck iRacing League. It's a lot of fun. Lap 25, almost just after this next lap. 10 to go. Few cautions to start the race off, but the boys have definitely got it racing since then. Chad Puttable has been able to get that lead out to over a second over Ken McLean has got that lead up to over a second on Chad Puttable. Andy Williams, John Bennett, Dawson Potter, the top 5 still. Dawson Potter trying to make that car as wide as possible because he's got Mikey Mixter and Josh Roberts behind him. all vying for that top 5. James in Facebook says, which league? This one that we're watching on our screens is the Knuckleheadz iRacing League. The one the boys are talking about on Twitch is the Fat Duck Gaming Racing League, which is sort of an offshoot from some GTA roleplay stuff that we do. The UMP race session opens in 15 minutes. So I think there's 15-minute practice. So yeah, within the next half an hour. But officially, yeah, it opens in about 15 minutes. Michael Danks in the chat. So you're saying hello to James there. What the different colours in the Facebook says mean. The Fat Duck Gaming one, yeah. So that's sort of more of a, not a private league, but it's a league for a 5M roleplay, GTA roleplay community that also enjoy a bit of iRacing. So if you look up Fat Duck Gaming on 5M, you'll be able to find us that way, James. That's how you get in the iRacing league there. But it is an Australian league, so they do a lot of Australian night racing. So might not be fully suitable. As we hit lap 30, almost 5 to go. All right, my coffee is here. I'll be back. All right, the missus will need to wait. The coffee's down beside me as we've got a race to finish first. All right, we're coming up on our last lap of the KP Plumbing Services. No, the Reece Monument. Far out, Bob. Get the names right. The Reece Monument Dirt Street Stocks. I don't remember muff that did. Here we go, last turn, third and fourth turns for the final time. Kent McLean, checkered flag. Congratulations. We'll wait for the others to come on over the start-finish line. Fat Duck Gaming, yeah, that is correct, James. Alex says, definitely going to get a sim to come play, enjoy the racing. Yeah, and there's so many different divisions, so many different styles of racing: road course, dirt, oval, NASCAR, rally cross. There's so much for everyone, and then you end up finding disciplines you didn't even realize were enjoyable. I love a lot of the road course racing, open wheel road course stuff. All right, let's get over to our results for our first of two races here tonight. Jonathan Foxworth will officially score in 19th, did not take the field, but scored in 18th. Cody Scrimshire in 17th. Kelly McKellen from Modigging Mafia. Tim L. Brown, 16th. Nerdherd Racing's Richard Jackson finished 15th. Wayne Bridges, 14th. Modigging Mafia's Mike Davis, 13th. Yoda Outlaws, Brian Angel in 12th. Alan Hunt in 11th. Our top 10, Travis McDonald. Outcast Racing's Chris Andrew in 9th. J&J Motorsports, Josh Roberts in 8th. Yoda Outlaws, Brett Vanderwood in 7th. Mikey Mixter 6th. KHR's very own Dawson Potter in 5th. Andy Williams 4th. J&J Motorsports and BAM Motorsports driver John Bennett third. DWR Dirt Warrior Racing driver Chad Puttable on second. But BAM Motorsports, John Bennett's teammate Kent McLean takes the victory. Let's get on over to the chat and let's see how he feels he went in that race. Ow, head hurts. All right, so it looked like Chad Puttable firmly in control of today's racing, but Kent, you saw something on that low line, and it looked like it was going to work, and then it looked like it wasn't. And Chad got back in front. You sort of persevered, stuck with it, got past him again, and then rode that low line to basically what was ultimately a 2.2 second lead, but it was about 1.3 at this early start. Was that just a thing? You knew you were quicker. You needed to get that car in front and run the line you wanted to run to be able to do that, or was it just the track sort of folded the way you needed it?
Well, I knew the low line, as long as it didn't get burned up completely, that was going to be the line to run. And luckily, we had 3 quick cautions because I was kind of hung out to dry up high.
Mm-hmm.
So once we went single file, I was like, at least I'm on the bottom. I'm not giving up the bottom. So at least I'm already down here. So if that line goes away, I can always try to move up, but it's always hard to get back down. And then Chad, I think, hit a couple slick spots getting in, and just gave me the opportunity to get underneath him. So, but it was definitely some good racing. I know we were side by side for several laps. I'm not sure what happened. I'll have to go back and watch, but yeah, it was definitely a good race.
It was an excellent race, and look, I know. Obviously, even if you do run mirrors, a lot of the guys don't bother using them or looking in them too much. But we had a few new guys in the chat, so we're talking about some of the drivers. And I tell you what, you couldn't have had more of a hectic sort of top 5, even top 10. I mean, you had John Bennett, Andy Williams, Dawson Potter, Mikey, Brent, Josh, all those guys back there, Chris Stanley, sort of battling. And I think we've spoken about this again, where it's sort of like you almost have to sort of pick a couple of those guys and just chuck them $5, because I feel like some of those battles held up some of those guys and didn't allow them to fully concentrate on the cars in front and give you that challenge. But then, as I say, once you got that car out in front, it was off. It was out of there. John Bennett, teammate, was also, as I say, he was coming. We were talking, letting the new guys sort of know about the heartbreaker sort of status there. And I was like, I wonder which one of these things is going to pan out. Like, because you tend to sort of jinx things if you talk about them too much and whatnot. But no, look, it looked like everyone sort of able to run the line majority that they wanted to run. There was a few guys, obviously, that retired early because they just couldn't get that start they wanted and felt like they were going to be behind that 8 ball. But yeah, Knoxville always puts on a great race. I feel like I'm starting to like this track a bit more for the sprint car stuff, but the dirt street stocks, I don't think I feel like it's a good combo of track size and car size to sort of, you're able to run. Well, you've got the mid, low and high lines. It's not normally a high or low sort of battle. You've got that midline as well you can sort of play with, which I think a few of the guys were able to take advantage of. Now, we've still got 5 minutes to go before the next session opens, but given the branding, it makes sense that we talk to you about it. The KP Plumbing Services, UMP Modifieds, that's your division that you sort of run here. Lernerville, how do you feel that one's going to go? Given that this one was a little cautious at the start, do you feel like we might sort of see a repeat of that where Lernerville takes a little while to get going, or do you feel like the UMPs and the boys are sort of starting to get it?
We don't have a lot of cautions, but the modifieds, Lernerville, we're going to have a few cautions. But
I think it's Lernerville, you sort of have that over under of about 3 to 4 cautions regardless, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it'll definitely put on a good show because, Lernerville is going to have the low line and top line. So, the high side will be really quick if you can stay on the track. So it's never a good ending for me. So but yeah, it'll definitely be a good race. Wayne will probably be definitely one to watch out for. So he's been getting a lot faster. He got a new computer and stuff, and he's definitely stepped it up. So
not having the same issues John Bennett has had. No, look, we're starting to see that, and we'll probably lose 2 or 3 guys from this race. I can never remember who, and then we'll gain a couple. So there's still a couple of guys that'll come in that I believe also will be a bit in the contest. Your Tom Lands and people like that. Chris Standridge is another one that does really well in the UMP modifieds. But I think, yeah, Lernerville might be the. I feel like it's one thing to be at a normal track to race the UMPs and see some of those guys normally do well, but I think Lernerville does. It separates the good from the great from the excellent. So that one definitely going to be a bit tricky. But I think we've raced it a lot now. I feel like, yeah, even the fact that a lot of the guys hold that high line, and as you say, as some people may not know, Lernerville, just for those playing at home, it's a track that only has one outside wall, and that's down the straightaway. Turns 1 and 2, the backstretch, turns 3 and 4. They are all very banked high turns with no walls on the outside, and the idea is, and I'm sure Ken will agree, the optimal line on Lernerville is to get that right rear angled and up on that hill and as high as it can without going over. And carrying it around the turn, and you get that spit out of the exit of 4, down the straightaway into 1. And even anyone that thinks they've got that nailed and can hit it every time will go over the track. You will get overconfident. You will overdrive it. You will just carry that little bit of too much momentum. It is a track that will tame you. You don't tame Lernerville. Lernerville tames you. So I'm looking forward to that race. What else?
yeah, another couple. I'm definitely gonna be battling because Chris, he's been on a tear lately. He's won a lot of races, and Andy Williams, he's no slouch in these UMPs either. So he'll definitely be. Though I would say they'll definitely be top 3, at least top 4.
And then you've got other guys like your Travis McDonald and Jonathan Foxworth, who are top 3 in points
Travis
at the
moment.
You've got Alan Hunt, so Chris Standridge there. You got Brian Angel, Wayne Bridges, Josh Roberts, all just sort of sniffing away at the hills. It looks like what 4th to 8th is literally only about 3 points, 4 points separating it. Obviously, you do have a fairly significant lead over second, 47 points to 40, so 7-point lead. And looks like it'll be you and Chris going to the rear of that battle. Chris got the win last week, and he's also our points leader for the Dirt Street Stocks coming into tonight's round. It's anyone's ball game. It's like we say, it's not really over until the fat lady sings. Chris, don't. Chris in the chat. Chris has had a lot of, and several drivers not here. No, Chris, you've been running Bob's face. You've been it's the Bob luck. Drivers say I'd rather be Bob lucky than good. No. That's so dumb. All right, I'm waffling, so let's get this one wrapped up. We've got about 2 minutes till you can jump in to the practice session for the KP Plumbing UMP Modified, so that'll give you a chance to stretch the legs, get a drink, go to the toilet, check in with the crew chief, see what she thought of the race. But before we let you go, and speaking of friends, family, and sponsors, Kent, who do you need to give a shout out for getting you here tonight?
The wife and kids for letting me do it. KP Plumbing Services, John, my teammate, BAM Motorsports, all the admins at KHR, and all the guys. They do one heck of a job week in, week out, putting on good shows and getting all these races lined up and scheduled. And you, Bob, for the broadcast. You do an awesome job. So we appreciate it.
Appreciate it. As I've always said, I'll ride your guys' coattails as long as I can. I've got the best job in the world. I just get to sit here and watch some great racing every morning and send it out to the world. You guys are the talent, so appreciate you for always putting on a good show, man. Best of luck with the KP Plumbing Services UMP Modifieds, both in obviously your points battle, but as I say, it's your naming. This is your comp. So obviously, I know Josh Roberts, another famous one with Roberts Electrical Dirt Street. So I've always wanted to sort of take out the naming rights competition. So in a good stance to do so. Still a bit of racing to go. So best of luck, man, and we'll see you on our screens in about 10 minutes.
Thanks, sir.
Sounds good. All right, I shouldn't have said thank you as I took a mouthful of food. That was so rude. I don't even know why I put that food in my mouth in the first place. Bloody hash brown. It's delicious, though. All right, guys, so that wraps up our first of two races. Knuckleheadz iRacing League's Dirt Street Stocks. The Reece Monument Dirt Street Stocks even here at Knoxville Raceway. We're going to take a short 2-3 minute break while we wait for the next lobby to open up. And we'll be back soon. Multi Gunman in the chat. Hi, how's it going? Good, man. Welcome in. Chris Standridge, some ugly mug keeps scaring off the other driver. Whatever works, brother. Whatever works. All right, guys, we'll jump over to the Mud Mule intro. We'll run that, and we'll be back soon.
The lights go low. The crowd is roaring. Time to go. Thank you for joining. The spotlights aglow. Welcome to the show, BobbethTV. Let's roll. Bob on the mic, the voice of the night, calling every lap under fierce floodlight. Mud flies, engines scream, white knuckle drivers chase their dream. Hearts pounding loud and raw. Bob calls it all with a thunderous roar. There goes Von Mead, ripping through the bend. Tomlin the Terminator, pushing to the end. John Bennett's drifting, Foxworth's on fire. McLean and Jackson climbing higher and higher. Travis still chasing Poudabah, but Chad's on fire. Mud flies, engines scream, white knuckle drivers chase their dream. Hearts pounding loud and raw. Bob calls it all with a thunderous roar. There goes Von Mead, ripping through the bend. Tom Land, the Terminator, pushing to the end. John Bennett's drifting, Foxworth's on fire. McLean and Jackson climbing higher and higher. Travis still chasing Poudabah, but Chad's on fire. Mud flies, engines scream, white knuckle drivers chase their dream. Hearts pounding loud and roar. Bob calls it all with a thunderous roar. Steel and speed, the battle is tight. Who will rise in the heat of the night? The finish line's near, we're on the edge. Who's taking the crown? Who's falling off the ledge? Mud flies, engines scream, white knuckle drivers chase their dream. Hearts pounding loud and roar. Bob calls it all with a thunderous roar. So thank you again for tuning in tight. BobbethTV, where we live the fight. The engines may cool, but the legend will grow.
we're not fully back yet, but the session has loaded up. So what we'll do is we'll get the intro going. So once again, the Knuckleheadz iRacing League presents the KP Plumbing Services Dirt UMP Modifieds here at the Lernerville Speedway. We just finished up the Reece Monument Dirt Street Stocks. Congratulations to Kent McLean on that victory. Now we're going to run out another lot of heat races and feature racing here at Lernerville Speedway. Let's get down to the track action. All right, I'm just going to take a quick break, finish some of this breakfast and coffee. I just had Macca's breakfast myself, went down and said, well, yeah, I'm about halfway through my muffin and my coffee, so looking forward to it. But I'll be back soon, guys. Enjoy the practice.
sky still.
Brett Vanderwood in the chat there. My blurps didn't play. Ah, maybe it was because I didn't have my headset on. My brother, this guy stinks. Griff, hey Griff, welcome in, brother. Welcome in. 2 minutes ago. Missed that. I didn't have my headset on because we're in a break. Good luck, gentlemen, says Brett Vanderwood over at YouTube. As we get this one wrapped up, 15.126 is our quick time. Looks like 15.4s, 15.5s, the sort of track time there based on the last few laps. So that would be what we're looking at qualifying wise in about 2 minutes. I've got my charge cable plugged into my headset and it keeps rubbing against my beard. I hear the noise and I was like, so annoying. Alright, here we go, wrapping it up. Andy Williams is going to finish up with the quick time of 15.126, 15.922. Kelly McKellen all the way down the other end. With lots of few drivers from the dirt street stocks. Doesn't look like we've picked up any. Alright, that's my coffee done and dusted. Like how it says caution height, and I just scold the whole thing. Good look inside Travis McDonald's car there. That's Brett Vanderwood right there. As we wrap up our practice, we're going to head on over to qualifying. Let's see who's going to carry some of that speed over. Looks like 15, let's say 15.5, 15.2, 15.4. I think that 15.2 to 15.4 will be quick time. We'll have to wait and see. Well, it looks like Chris down in front of the first guys out on the track. Wayne Bridges, Alan Hunt, Kelly McKellen. All right, 15.1, 15.4. So Andy Williams still getting those quick times. I thought it was going to be a little bit slower, that the track might have been a little bit tacky still, but 15.145, 15.271 for Kent McLean. Then we get into the 15.4s, 4.2.9 for Mike Nixon, 4.3, 4 for Chris Dandridge, 4.7.3 for Alan Hunt. I've forgotten the line already. I need to write it down. But not anymore, you're not. I am. Rick the Merciless who's in charge here. It's been my life coach for the last couple of weeks. Just helping me out. Not anymore, you're not. That's it. All right, looks like all 16 cars have qualified. Only a couple of seconds left in qualifying, so no point sending it over early. We'll just let that one run out as we jump on over to our heat races. Similar to the dirt street stocks, the Reece Monument Dirt Street Stocks tonight, we'll have 3 heats, and then our 30-lap feature will be upon us. All right, first heat is going to be Andy Williams and Dawson Potter on the front row. Chris Standish and Travis McDonald second row. Third row will be Wayne Bridges and Brent Vanderwood. All right, pace truck's going to leave the track. Boys going to come through 3 and 4 for the last time. We're going to get this first heat race for the KP Plumbing Services UMP Modifieds underway for the Knuckleheadz iRacing League here at the Lernerville Speedway. Oh, big contact there. Chris Sandridge, Dawson Potter, Travis McDonald. That's going to bring out our first caution for the heat races. Excuse me. That's not a very good camera. Oh, it's because Chris is in the pits. Why is Chris in the pits and why is it not getting onto the leader? Looks like all three of them, Wayne Bridges, Dawson Potter, Chris Sandridge, all having to go into the pits. The car's just pulling up to allow for the pace car to catch up. Now, unfortunately, laps do count, so this will extend our lap race out, heat race out a little bit, so the boys can get that extra lap in. Back and racing white flag lap. We are on the track cam, so Bob, let's try and fix that real quickly as we come through 3 and 4 for the final time. Looks like the 8 of Brett Vanderwood got unstuck there in 1 and 2. White flag lap though, so no cautions as Andy Williams gets that race car over the line. Heat 1 finished. All right, results for Heat 1 are as follows. Chris Sandridge from Outcast Racing in 6th. Yoda Outlaws, Brett Vanderwood in 5th place. Wayne Bridges 4th. KHR's very own Dawson Potter in 3rd. Travis McDonald 2nd. Andy Williams, though, will take out the victory and will start on the pole position in the feature race. Let's get to the grid for Heat 2. Second of 3 grids. All right, Ken McLean and Mike Davis on that front row. Brian Angel, Josh Roberts, second row. Kelly McKellen's going to have that third and final row to himself. I just noticed my RGB on my computer's working again. Just for those paying attention at home, it hasn't worked in ages. The lights are on. Well, I just noticed. Fair enough. Pace truck's going to leave the track. Heat 2 is going to get underway in just a moment. Nope, one more lap around the track actually, Bob. All right, there we go. Now it's leaving the track. Now we're going to get this one underway. 6 laps. The Lernerville Speedway, the KP Plumbing Services Dirt UMP Modifieds. The naming rights sponsor of this league, currently in first place. That's Kent McLean, Brian Angel, Mike Davis, Josh Roberts, Kelly McKellen, the rest of this field. Chris asks, are you allowed to say I stepped on my dick, or will that get you in trouble? No, man, that's a very common Australian phrase. That's the only downfall from having massive penises, are they easier to step on. And, yeah. Yeah, no, we can say that, Kent McLean, Mike Davis, Brian Angel, Josh Roberts, Kelly McKellen. Until no, you've just got stubby legs. Fuck you, Griff. I'll be a potty mouth until Vicky in the YouTube chat tells me to pull my head in. She'll be my gauge on if we're taking it too far. White flag, a lap. Kent McLean, our race leader. Let's jump up and watch him take this one out for heat 2. A little bit wider. Oh, that's great. Oh, there we go. That is a little bit wider. Gets the checkered flag. He's going to line up alongside Andy Williams on that front row. No, he won't, because he has rear of field tonight, so he will not take the front row. Let's get those results up, though. Kelly McKellen, stroke while we try and say that one. Kelly McKellen from Mood Digging Mafia in 5th. J&J Motorsports, Josh Roberts 4th. 3rd. Brian Angel for Yoda Outlaws, Mood Digging Mafia's Mike Davis in 2nd. But BAM Motorsports, Kent McLean takes out the Heat 2 victory. One more heat to go. Let's get that grid up on our screen. It's going to be John Bennett, Mikey Mixter on that front row. Alan Hunt and Tim Brown 2nd. 3rd row is going to be Jonathan Foxworth, our final heat race for the day. Just one more feature race to go. And we are back tomorrow morning, same time, to do it all over again, this time with the non-wing sprint cars variants, as well as the asphalt street stocks, the Wayne's World Arse Racing Series. All right, looks like pace truck. There we go. He's going to leave the track in out of the exit of 3. As we get this heat 3 underway, John Bennett, Mikey Mixter, Alan Hunt, Tim Brown. Looks like John Bennett off to a good start down at low. Mikey did have a good run off the start-finish line, but that high line a little bit further to travel around the track than the low line as you build in speed. So Alan Hunt, John Bennett able to move up into 2nd and 1st respectively. Looks like Tim Brown not in this race, so just a 4-car heat. Oh no, he is there. He said he was out. Wasn't registered in the race. Must have blinked or joined late. Oh, there is the 29, Jonathan Foxworth getting spun out. 3rd lap of 6. That will bring out our... No. So it's going to bring out our caution for the heat race, but looks like they're going to keep it going instead. So Jonathan actually down off the side of the track there, because a lot of those boys got past him, but he wasn't there. Bennett is going to secure victory in Heat 3. Just await the final results. Why aren't they coming through? There they are. All right, Jonathan Foxworth will take out 5th place. The B-Main Bandit in 5th. Tim L. Brown 4th. Mikey Mixter 3rd. Alan Hunt 2nd. J&J Motorsports and Band Motorsports driver John Bennett will be in has won Heat 3. Let's get to the grid. Now, Chris Standridge and I believe it was Chris Standridge and Kent McLean, if I'm not mistaken. Chris won, Kent's points leader. Yeah, so Chris Standridge and Kent McLean will go to the rear of the field for this feature start. Let's get to the grid. So Andy Williams, Travis McDonald on that front row. John Bennett, Alan Hunt, 2nd row. Mike Davis and Brian Angel, 3rd row. 4th row, it's going to be Dawson Potter and Wayne Bridges. Mikey Mixture and Tim L. Brown, 5th row. 6th row will be Josh Roberts alongside Kelly McKellen, Brett Vanderwood, and Jonathan Foxworth on that 7th row. 8th row? 7th row. 8th row will be Kent McLean and Chris Standridge. Man, that was hard to get out. .35 laps. The Lernerville Speedway Knuckleheadz iRacing Leagues KP Plumbing UMP Modifieds. This is our final feature race for the day. Less than 30 minutes remaining in the broadcast, depending on how this race goes. Oh, Chris and Braden, thanks for the like earlier. Appreciate you boys. Missed that coming through. Well, big collision in the midfield there as we try and get this one going. Yellow flag will come out. We're going to reset this one and get it started again. All right, looks like the guys just getting themselves lined up back on the track. Tim L. Brown, Kelly McKellen went to the pits. Oh. All right, looks like the pace track's going to leave the track. We're going to get this one back underway. Will be lap 5 of 35, so 31 laps to go. A lot of racing still to come. Whoa, what the heck was that? That didn't play very well. Did that come across like that? I think it was like the 2,000 years later meme. Yeah, it was SpongeBob Time Cards. Griff. That was all weird. Oh, big crash there. Wayne Bridges, Alan Hunt, Brian Angel, a number of cars look like they got caught up in that. There's Jonathan Fox just coming into the rear of the 92. Wasn't the cause of the caution, though. 42, the 92. Oh no, it was up ahead. The 72 got caught up on another car, and that caused a bunch of them to accordion in as we get our second caution. Get these guys lined back up so we can reset, get this one back underway. For those just tuning in, it's KP Plumbing Services UMP Modifieds for the Knuckleheadz iRacing League. We're here at the Lernerville Speedway, Sava, USA, for this round of racing action. Another caution has come out. The boys finding it hard to get this one going. We did say Lernerville was going to be a bit cautious. Has its own over-under of about 3 to 4 cautions just purely based on the track alone. And the boys having a bit of trouble getting these cars up to speed and getting the race happening. Not really able to progress past that 5th lap yet. All right, looks like we're lined up. We're going to get this one back underway in just a moment. Yeah, you didn't hear anything? Yeah, on my side it was real, like, distorted and evil. Looks like Wayne Bridges having to let the field by. Looks like it's going to be Travis McDonald, Andy Williams, and John Bennett, Dawson Potter, Chris Sanders the 5. Cam McLean out on the hunt, Tim Old Brown, Mike Davis, Jonathan Fox with the 10, Mikey Mr. Brian Angel, Brett Benn, Kelly McCallum, Josh Roberts, and Wayne Bridges, the remainder of that field. Almost 8 minutes into our feature race here. Still lap 5 of 35. It's been a very cautious affair so far. Boys having trouble getting the UMPs up to speed here at Lernerville Speedway. Off we go and racing. Five at 35, just about done. Lap 6, it will start shortly. 30 laps still remain in this one. Looks like Jonathan Foxworth has crashed though. That's going to bring out our latest caution. Hop in legit after and I'll show you how I fix my distorted blurbs. Awesome. Actually, let's just give it another test. That's my Twitch page. Here. Let's just grab one. Oh yeah, that's horrible. Independent. I don't know if that played, but that was horrible. Alright, still lining them up. Looks like we might be single file this restart. So Travis McDonald, Andy Williams, John Bennett, Josh Spotter, Chris Simmons, Ken McLean, Jonathan Foxworth, Mike Davis, Brett Vanderwood, Josh Roberts, Alan Hunt, Wayne Bridges. So Tim L. Brown, Mikey Mixter, Kellen McKellen round out the rest of that field. That's weird. It's playing as if it's like it's doing the... hang on. I see what happened. Let me try again. Let's pick a different one. We'll pick that one.
Have you ever had a dream that you could go do?
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Did that one? That actually played properly. That was weird. Alright, we're off and racing laps 7 to 35, a fifth of the way into this battle. It has been a bit of an affair to get this one going 10 minutes in. So Wayne Bridges came unstuck there, but able to keep the car out of the way to allow the... Nope.
2,000 years later.
There we go, that one worked. That one was nicer. I love hearing it. What the frick's that? Memes to Credito finale. What? Oh, that's the do 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 do. Yeah, wow. Yeah, that's horrible. Alright, single file restart. Looks like it's going to get going in just a second. Alright. Looks like, yep, here we go. Pace truck's going to leave the track. Single file restart. Travis McDonald, Andy Williams, John Bennett, Dawson Potter, Chris Standridge, Ken McLean, Brett Vanderwood, Josh Roberts, Alan Hunt, Brian Angel, Mike Mixer, Jonathan Foxwood, Tim Brown, Callum McKellen, Mike Davis, Wayne Bridges, 16 cars. Still a number of laps to go. It looked like someone might have got a bit upset in that start there. Brett Vanderwood got forced out of the grid. As we get this one back underway and racing, let's see if we can't keep it green this time. 35. All right, a few green flag laps have been run. We're now up to lap 13 of 35. Travis McDonald, Andy Williams battling it out up the front. But John Bennett, he is back there on that high line watching that battle take place. He's going to try and pick his spots. There's Josh Roberts, Chris Standridge. As we ride along with John Bennett there for a moment to watch those top two cars. Now we drop back to 7th. Josh Roberts, we see this top 6 ahead of him. Standridge, the car right there in front, then Ken McLean. They've raced from the back, Ken Chris. He's moved up 10 spots from last place to 6th. Ken McLean making that run on Dawson Potter from 5th to 4th. Is he going to be able to close that gap before Chris Standridge catches up to him? Dawson be able to catch up to Andy or John as well. A few different battles going on here on the track. A number of green flag laps now. Was actually lap 7. We're now at lap 18, so we've done more laps green flag consecutively than we did at the start of the race. Shooks, thank you for the follow. Shook FRR, appreciate you, brother. Hope you like what you see. This is the Knuckleheadz iRacing League's KP Plumbing Services UMP Modifieds. We're at the Lernerville Speedway for this round. Earlier tonight at the start of the broadcast, we had the Reece Monument Dirt Street Stocks. That one was won by Kent McLean. That man on the screens there, the black and green at 75 machine. Right now he has raced his way into 3rd place. Teammate John Bennett ahead of him, Andy Williams alongside him, Dawson Potter behind him. Travis McDonald, our race leader. Brett Vanderwood up at the pit exit, but I'm not sure if he's waiting for an opening. He's just sort of sitting up there in the, yeah, he's up there in the pits, just sort of watching that race. Of 35. We have done more laps in the last 6 minutes than we did for the prior 10. These boys are racing. I'm still tired. Those coffees, I'm still yawning. McLean, Andy Williams still having that battle there. Josh Roberts and Dawson Potter behind them. Like they want to sort of just pick up whatever pieces they might be able to pick up if they can. 10 laps remain. we've checked out this Ken McLean, Andy Williams third and fourth battle a fair bit, but let's just jump up to the front here. John Bennett, Travis McDonald, they are battling it out for first and second, but like I said earlier, if you follow the line of the car you want to beat, you're not going to get past him. You're not going to. It's just not going to happen. You have to do things slightly different. And there we go. We see John coming in a little bit lower there on that line. The caution had come out. Looks like 725 of Andy Williams in that one. Let's see if we can see what happened. 75 and 725, third and fourth, battling it out. Andy just a little bit high up on that. Oh my gosh. High up on the hill there. Didn't have it set exactly how you'd like to have it set. And that sent him off the track into that infield, straight into the wall. It's going to be 5 to go when we get this one back underway. The final 5 laps of today's broadcast will be live in just a moment. Speaking of final 5 laps and wrapping it up, we'll pop. I'll pop it in the all the chat, so that way I don't have to worry about doing it twice. So Twitch will get it. But that is our main Twitch channel, twitch.tv/BobbethTV. That is where I do the majority, all of my streaming, all of my video game stuff as well. Obviously, with the racing, they do go out to Facebook and YouTube as well, just to sort of provide you guys with some alternative platforms to use, but Twitch is the main one. Twitch is the one that's interactive. It's the one with the subs, the follows, all of that sort of stuff. So definitely before the end of the broadcast, if you guys can jump over to the YouTube and Facebook guys, if you could jump over to the Twitch channel, we just like to raid out after our races and go see some of Bob's Twitch friends, and that'll just allow you to come on that journey with us. Saw a little bit of contact there on the restart, but didn't look like it was too crazy, thank God, as we have 5 to go. I'm going to stay up with the leader, Travis McDonald, John Bennett, Ken McLean, Josh Roberts, the top 5. So you can't catch the action as it happens in the final stages of this race. We see out the final 5 laps, or will we have a green, white, checkered finish? The 4-2-9 of Tim L. Brown. He came unstuck, but looks like he's got it going again before that yellow was called. 2 laps remain. And through this lap without a yellow, we will have a checkered flag finish coming up very soon. Travis comes out of 3 and 4 for that second last time. Here we go, white flag lap. There will be a finish this lap. John Bennett not that far behind, but he will secure second place. Ken McLean's going to come in third. Dawson and Josh Roberts 4th and 5th as the boys get that checkered flag. Our racing is done. Just going to await the results. Have a chat with Travis. All right, our results for the Knuckleheadz iRacing Leagues, KP Plumbing UMP Modifieds. Why is it showing Aussie Sim Racing as the logo? That's weird. That shouldn't be doing that. At the Lernerville Speedway. Apologies for that. I'll fix that up. That should be pulling it straight from the iRacing League page. All right, Yoda Outlaws driver Brett Vanderwood, as we watch one of the drivers just launch his car into the forest in 16th. Andy Williams finished 15th, 14th, Tim L. Brown, 13th, Wayne Bridges. Mo Digging Mafias, Mike Davis and Kelly McKellen finished 12th and 11th, respectively. The top 10, Mikey Mixter, 9th, Alan Hunt, B-Main Bandit, Jonathan Foxworth in 8th. Yoda Outlaws, Brian Angel in 7th, Outcast Racing's Chris Danversary in 6th. Our top 5, J&J Motorsports, Josh Roberts, KHR's very own Dawson Potter in 4th. BAM Motorsports driver Kent McLean in 3rd. J&J Motorsports and BAM Motorsports teammate, bloody hiccups, John Bennett In second, Travis McDonald. What did I say, Tom? Travis McDonald is our winner. Oh my God, Bob, that is terrible. Let's get some deets up on our screen. We'll jump over to the Discord. We'll have a chat with Travis before we wrap up. All right, we're jumping in at the booth. Travis is here waiting. Congratulations, Travis. Awesome race there. It looked like John was going to maybe sort of offer some competition there, but you were able to hang on and keep that car as wide as you possibly could. Just under 4/10 of a second victory, but started a couple of rows back. So one of those guys that really had to sort of fight their way forward. But also Kent McLean, Chris Standridge, rear of field, raced their way forward. So there's a lot of talent in that top five, including, as I said, John Bennett, Kent McLean, Dawson Potter as well, Josh Roberts, Brian Angel was there for a while. Talk us through that race, man. It was a bit cautious at the start, but once we got to that sort of second lot of 10 laps, it looked like the race really sort of opened up.
Yeah, it kind of was a rough start, but after we got going, it went pretty well. I kind of wish that last Gosson hadn't come out because I don't know, but it seemed like John had something down there on the bottom, and it said car inside twice, but
Yep.
I don't really know how close it was.
Yeah, I was watching that. So one of the things we did talk about today was the racing the same line as the car you're chasing. Obviously, if you race the same line the car's chasing that you're chasing, you're not going to, the car's going to have, they're going to have equal advantages. So you're not going to be able to chase them down. And it was almost as if John heard that, because as soon as I said that, he did. He dropped it down to that mid sort of low line to try and get a little bit of speed, a little bit of quickness through the turns, and sort of carry that car a bit quicker. And it looked like it was going to work for a bit. But I just think that if you can hit that, if you can hit that bank in 3 and 4 the way it's supposed to, with that right rear up high and the car set nicely, then there's just no beating it. It's like that high line where if your nose is in between the car and the wall on exit, you're going to race down the straightaway. It's the same sort of thing. It's just something you can sort of rely on. You can watch the relative and see that you lose the lead, but know that your car is just going to get spat so much faster out of that exit. And I think that is where it was. You had the exits and the straightaways. He had the entrance and the apex sort of down pat, but wasn't able to get the job done. Now you're about 7 points, if I remember correctly, coming into tonight off the points lead. Kent McLean, our points leader, on 47. Yeah, you're on 40. So you'll pick up 10 points. However, I believe Kent will pick up 8. So that'll just drop that lead of his to 5. So does it make it a little bit easier for you, not sort of chasing that championship, but not being in the points lead, not having to worry about the EOL and just sort of worrying about your own racing? Or do you feel like sometimes the EOL can actually be a benefit and allow you to sort of be a bit more patient with it all?
Sometimes the EOL really helps. And the reason I say that is you get used to the track more. Like you're back there learning what works, what don't work. It relaxes you a little more because you get up front. I mean, that was like early in the race, I knew Andrew was going to be there. So it was like I really had to step on it and push my luck here and there. And that's like when I kept getting a little bit of a run on Andrew. He was diving a little lower maybe. And I noticed, I was like, I don't know about the top line because it looked really slick. And I was like, I'm going to try it one lap at least. What's the worst case scenario? He pulled away from me. And I mean, John may have passed me too. I don't know. And I kind of went medium high in 1 and 2, but I rolled the lip in 3 and 4, and it was just like a slingshot. And I was like, if I can hold it here, I've got a chance. But it was pretty tipsy up there. Like, it was close.
It was, and it looked like some good racing. Once it got going, once we got that mid sort of green flag run, and then obviously that last 5 laps for the run home, highly competitive. I spoke about this with Kent in the pro race with the recent one with Dirt Street Stocks, where I was saying how Lernerville, like we talk about some of the tracks being an extra opponent on the track, but Lernerville, you just, as I said, you have to expect 3 to 4 extra cautions than you would normally sort of get just from the driving count, and the track, you don't tame the track tames you. So Lernerville, always, I love it when it comes up because I'm a big fan of the track. It's one of the first tracks I sort of came to race on via leagues when I first started in iRacing. But I feel like more people than ever have sort of gotten the hang of how to use it, how to run it. I think we saw 1, 2 cars go over the edge, and one of those I think was Jonathan Foxworth, and he just decided to stay down there because it's a bit risky coming back up over that hill to rejoin the track if you can't see what's going on. And
Right.
turn 2 exit, usually a bit of a battlefield, as well as sliding up off of 4 into the pit wall. We didn't see any of that tonight. We saw some cars leave the track, some cars come up off the edge, but not in a sort of a hectic, crazy way that they normally will do. So I feel like you guys, that was the best of Lernerville tonight, as bad as it might have looked to the outside world. But that, I think, we would put that in a good race in Lernerville column, I think.
Right. It was a good race. I mean, I don't know what lap it was. It was close to the end. I thought I went over in 3 and 4 once. Like, I felt the car kind of give that little wiggle like it's on the edge. And I was like, oh. And I had to like back out of it a little more, and I felt it kind of grip. And I don't know why, but that was like, it gave me a boost down the straightaway. But I was right on the lip when I come over the pit wall. Maybe that's what done it, when that little step down, kind of gave me a grip and a boost at the same time.
Yeah, that little sort of flick kick as it comes over. Yeah, and look, that's the funny thing that this track can do. Eldora is another one where I do like to try and sort of come out of the turn a little bit early, just because I feel like coming down out of the bank corner, that downhill run, it's got to give you extra speed, whether it's in my head or not. I feel like that is the case, and I feel like, yeah, that's what happened with you. The tire must have gone over, but just enough to hang on and just sort of keep it where it needed to be. And then as it flicks over that edge and grabs the bite, yeah, it just takes off. There's just no beating it. And especially with a lot of the tracks generally either have it at the halfway mark or the back third of the straightaway, the start-finish line. It's at the front third here at Lernerville. It's pretty much as you exit the corner. So it's really advantageous to anyone that can get that spit out of 4. You will get that run to the start-finish line. Won't necessarily give you the win, but it will certainly, you will have the momentum coming out. All right, my man. Well, look, congratulations.
Oh, yeah.
We've still got 2 more races to come. Well, 3 more races to come for the racing week. 2 more races tomorrow. We'll be heading over to Fairbury for the Wayneswood Arse Racing Series tomorrow, Asphalt Street Stocks, as well as the Schuler Racing Series. That one will be at Volusia, will be the non-wing 360s. Which one are you looking forward to more, the Asphalt Street Stocks or the non-wing 360s?
They're both pretty. I don't know. The no wings is pretty fun, but I kind of like the other ones. You can kind of beat and bang a little and still, not get any damage in those. They're kind of like the street stock, or not the street stocks, but the mini street stocks we were running. They give a challenge for everybody. They're kind of a loose car, but you can also rub fenders and tag one another a little, and it don't really give you any damage.
Yep. Very similar to the sort of the street stocks in that regard. We saw a lot of beating and banging, door-to-door action in that one. It's a day, and I love it. I haven't heard anyone complain about it in a while, but I used to say, especially in the fishers, if you're in dirt street stocks or street stocks, and you're complaining about banging and rubbings racing and all that sort of stuff, then you're in the wrong sport, because that's what they're built for. They take a beating and they keep going, and they look good doing it. And you guys definitely not shy to show those examples, and in a competitive way as well. Let's not you don't see people taken out. That's checkered flag stuff. That's the end of the race where you give everyone the racing high fives. But no, it's I love the hard competitive racing that you guys just throw at each other. It's a lot of fun to watch. All right, my man, we've just hit the 2-hour mark, so we'll wrap that one up there. Congratulations on a victory here today. 3 more races. Let's see if we can get you back in the booth before the end of the racing week. That's all up to you, though. Before we let you go, friends, family, and sponsors, who do you need to give a shout out to?
Always lovely wife and kids for, letting me race and pushing me to every now and then in the shop for supporting us, the money and all that. And of course, you for broadcasting, and, Knuckleheadz for allowing me in the league and running with everybody. I appreciate and like everybody in the league. It means a lot. Other than that, that's about all I can tell you, Bob.
It's always a pleasure to have you in the booth, man. Congratulations yet again. I have little doubt, as I say, that we'll be talking again sometime soon. As to when, we'll leave that all up to you. But best of luck tomorrow with the US Series and the Shula Racing Series. And then we'll wrap up the racing week with the Motor International Limited late models.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you. All right, that was Travis McDonald, our second of two winners here tonight. He joins Kent McLean on the podium for the week. We've got 3 more races to go, so 3 more possible podium winners. You're going to have to stay tuned to see who they are going to be. All right, if everyone could jump over from Facebook and YouTube to the Twitch channel now, we'll work out who we're going to go right out to, and we'll check that out. Before we do go, though, I do want to say a big shout-out thanks to Brian Nelson, Josh Roberts, Dawson Potter, Kelly McKellen, Alex Brother, Doug Norton, Dan Runkle, James Stratton, Braden Carter, Chris Standridge, Stuart Lewis, Catalan Jr., and Shook for real, or Shook FRR, for the likes, the shares, the follows, the subscribing to the Twitch channel. Appreciate you all. Thank you so much. Some of these names will repeat, but Griff, who else we got? Looks like the chat's reset. Chris Standridge, Brett Vanderwood. We had Alex Brother. We had She's Good, Ryken, Moldy Gunman, James Stratton, Michael Danks, Lane Grubb. Everyone coming out and watching today. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. We'll be back same time tomorrow to do it all over again. But for now, we're going to finish up. Let's find someone to raid out to. I really needed to pack this up. Let's have a look. Let's keep the iRacing theme going. We're going to jump over to Signature Esports. He's out on
I think so.
the track.
yeah,
Let's
we're
do
good.
that for a second. The stream that never ends, day 69. He is absolutely killing it. All right, let's go over and check him out and see what he is up to. Thanks for coming along, guys and girls. My name is Bob. You know the drill. Love yous all. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you tomorrow.